Before you dive deeper into the mysteries of the universe, there's something you need to understand. The ancient cultures were obsessed with a vision of a world beyond this one. But why? What were they hiding from us? And what if everything we believed about heaven is completely wrong? It's shocking, isn't it, that the ancient civilizations didn't just see heaven as an abstract idea, but as a physical, tangible space, a place you could touch, walk in, and even climb. It wasn't just some invisible, far-off concept. No, they believed heaven was a real, solid realm. And this revelation, hidden for centuries, may change everything you thought you knew about life after death. Have you ever wondered why these civilizations, from the Egyptians to the Sumerians, had such a vivid, complex understanding of the heavens? What if I told you that the truth behind their beliefs is far more shocking than you could ever imagine? In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the ancient view of heaven, how they saw it as a multi-layered physical realm, and why their understanding might actually be more accurate than we realize today. You'll learn about the mysterious water of the cosmos that influenced weather, floods, and life itself. We'll even explore how the Egyptians viewed their goddess Nut as a physical manifestation of heaven, and how that connects to other cultures. This isn't just history, it's the key to understanding our place in the universe. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll see heaven in an entirely new light. So, what was really hidden in the ancient texts? What truths have been buried for centuries? Let's unravel this mystery together. And remember, as we uncover these secrets, I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about these ancient truths. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss what comes next. Let's start the journey into the hidden heavens of the ancients and discover what they knew that we didn't. The sacred connection between humanity and the divine through ancient structures. Have you ever stopped and really looked at the world around you? Not just through your eyes, but through your soul. Imagine walking down the street, under the vast sky, with every brick of every building telling the story of something ancient and powerful. What if the very spaces we live in are connected to the divine? What if the structures we've built, the temples, the pyramids, the ziggurats, were designed to connect us to a higher reality, to make heaven a part of our daily lives? From the moment the first stone was placed on the foundations of these monumental structures, the ancient civilizations understood something profound. They knew that these weren't just buildings. These were sacred portals, a bridge between the heavens above and the earth below. Every intricate design, every stone that was laid, wasn't just about form or function. It was about creating a gateway, a way to channel divine energy into their world. The ziggurats, the temples, the grand pyramids, they weren't just physical constructions. They were spiritual instruments designed to bring the divine closer, to create a direct connection between humanity and the heavens. Now, take a moment to think about your own life. Have you ever considered that your life too can be a sacred space? What if your home, your daily routine, the very environment you inhabit, could be transformed into a sacred gateway, just like those ancient temples? What if you could start seeing your world as a reflection of the heavens, a space where the divine is always present, always accessible, waiting to be discovered? Imagine living your life with this awareness, where every moment becomes an opportunity to connect with the divine. What if the mundane, the ordinary, could be transformed into something extraordinary simply by recognizing that heaven is already here, all around you? The ancient civilizations understood this. They didn't see heaven as a distant place. They saw it as a living, breathing force right here on earth. They built their world with the intention to bring the divine down, to make it part of their everyday existence. This truth is still alive today. You are not disconnected from the divine. Heaven is not something you will one day enter. It's something you can begin to experience right now. You have the power to create sacred spaces in your life, to connect with the divine in every moment, to turn every room you enter, every step you take, into a gateway to heaven. What if the very way you live your life could reflect the sacredness of the universe? Just like the temples and ziggurats that brought heaven to earth, you too can make every part of your life sacred. Every space you enter a holy ground. You have the ability to transform your daily routine, your relationships, and your surroundings into a reflection of the divine. So, the question is, how will you begin to see the world differently? What if, starting today, you could see your world as a sacred reflection of the heavens? What if every moment you live, every breath you take, becomes an opportunity to bring heaven to earth? Heaven is not a far-off dream. It's right here, waiting to be seen, waiting to be experienced through you. The divine order of the universe and your place in it. Now that you've started to see the world around you as a reflection of the divine, the next step is understanding the divine order that governs the universe. Just like the ancients built their sacred structures to mirror the divine, you too are part of a greater cosmic design. The universe has an order, a rhythm, a purpose, and you are an integral part of it. Think of it like this: the stars in the sky, the wind in the trees, the rhythm of your heartbeat. They are all part of a divine harmony that flows through everything. You are not separate from this order, you are woven into it. The same divine energy that created the heavens, that guided the hands of the ancients to build sacred temples, is the same energy that flows through you right now. This divine order is not something distant or abstract. It's alive, it's real, and it's here, in every moment. You don't have to search for it. It's right in front of you, in the way you move, the way you breathe, the way you interact with the world. Everything you do is part of the divine dance, a sacred rhythm that connects you to the universe. The key is to start seeing yourself as part of this cosmic order, to start recognizing that you are not just a passive observer of life, but an active participant in the divine design. Just like the ancient structures were designed to honor the heavens, you are designed to honor the divine through the way you live your life. Every decision you make, every action you take, is part of the greater cosmic plan. You have the power to align yourself with the divine order. The question is, will you step into that power? Will you begin to live your life in a way that reflects the divine energy that flows through you? The universe is waiting for you to recognize your place in it, to start living with the awareness that you are a sacred being, connected to the divine in ways that go far beyond your understanding. So how will you begin to see your life as part of this divine order? How will you align yourself with the sacred rhythm of the universe? The answer is simple. Start living with intention. Begin to see every moment as an opportunity to honor the divine, to recognize the sacredness in every experience. You are not separate from the divine. You are a vessel of the divine, and every action you take is an opportunity to bring heaven to earth. When you begin to live with this awareness, everything changes. Your life becomes a reflection of the divine, and you will begin to experience heaven in ways you never thought possible. The universe will open up to you, and you will realize that you are not just walking through the world, you are walking in harmony with it, in alignment with the divine order that governs all things. This is the key to living a life of purpose and meaning, to recognize that you are part of something greater, something divine, something eternal. And once you see this, once you align yourself with the divine rhythm of the universe, your life will never be the same. Heaven will no longer be a distant dream. It will be your reality. The Egyptian view of heaven. In the ancient world, heaven wasn't just a dream or a concept of distant hope. It was something real, something you could touch. The Egyptians had an extraordinary vision of the heavens, embodied in their powerful goddess Nut. She was not a mere symbol, but a living, breathing force that represented the sky, the heavens, the cosmos. She wasn't just above them, she was in them, surrounding them, wrapping her vast, endless arms over the earth. Imagine a ceiling of stars and galaxies stretching over everything you know, holding the very foundation of existence together. Nut was said to be the very sky itself, arching over the earth, protecting life, embodying the limitless potential of what's above. What does this mean for you, the modern-day seeker? The ancient Egyptians saw the sky as a space where the divine truly touched the human world. Heaven for them wasn't some distant place you go after death. Heaven was here, interacting with the living world, shaping destinies and wrapping the living under its watchful eyes. The sky wasn't just a passive space above you, it was a force. It had power, influence, and an undeniable presence in their daily lives. Can you imagine a reality where every day you walked under the very sky that connected you to the divine, a sky that wasn't just an abstraction, but something you could feel, something that was alive with purpose? Heaven to the Egyptians was not an idea, it was an experience. It was energy, it was life itself. This is the foundation of their belief. Heaven isn't just where we go after death, it's the space we inhabit now. It's a guiding presence, a protector, and an essential part of our everyday existence. Now, as you think about the heavens over us, ask yourself, what if this power, this connection to the divine, was always right above you, waiting for you to tap into it? How would it change the way you live today? It's something worth reflecting on because the truth is, the world above us is more interconnected with our lives than we've ever imagined. Don't miss the deeper connection that's right above your head. The sacred structures and connections to the heavens. As we step into the ancient world, we find that the pursuit of connecting with the divine was not just through belief, it was through action. The construction of sacred structures like ziggurats and temples was no ordinary act. These colossal constructions weren't just buildings, they were designed to be replicas of the universe itself. Ziggurats were built as stairways to heaven. These towering structures weren't meant to reach the sky out of arrogance. They were meant to connect, to unite the earth with the heavens. These were the bridges that linked humanity with the divine. These structures were often seen as the living embodiment of the heavens. Imagine stepping into one of these ancient temples, and with every step you take, you are ascending toward a higher plane of existence. The temple, the ziggurat. It's not just a structure, it is a portal. It is a sacred space where every inch is infused with divine energy, where every stone and column speaks of the deep connection between the human and the divine. For the ancients, these temples and ziggurats were more than just places of worship. They were beacons of divine power, places where the material world and the spiritual world intertwined. They were spaces designed to elevate the soul, to lift it from the mundane to the celestial. Imagine walking into a place where every pillar, every stone, every carving was designed to remind you that heaven wasn't far off. It was right here, around you, above you, within you. But there's a deeper message in these sacred structures, one that calls to us today. These monuments to the heavens were a constant reminder that we are not just passive beings on earth. We are meant to be active participants in the divine narrative. We are meant to reach for the heavens, to build our own bridges to the divine. And how do we do that in our lives today? It's about finding the sacred in the everyday. Just as the ancient civilizations built their sacred spaces with intention, we too are called to build our own temples, not of stone, but of spirit. What if we started to see our lives as sacred? What if we started to build our lives, our actions, our thoughts, with the same intention and purpose that the ancients used to build their temples? Could we connect with the divine more deeply? Could we build bridges to heaven every single day? Reflect on this. Just like the ziggurats, the temples, and the structures of old, you are a living, breathing temple of the divine. And the heavens are closer than we think. And you hold the key to unlocking that connection. Sacred structures and the bridge to the heavens. Imagine, for a moment, stepping into a space where the air feels thick with purpose, where every stone beneath your feet seems to hum with ancient power. This was the purpose behind the grand temples, the towering ziggurats, and the sacred monuments of the ancient world. They weren't just buildings, they were gateways, beacons that connected the heavens to the earth, linking the divine to the human. These places weren't designed to impress, they were designed to elevate, to create a tangible bridge between the material and the spiritual. Every step on these sacred paths was a step closer to the divine. These structures weren't merely about worship, they were about ascension, a journey that pulled the soul upward toward something higher, something eternal. Just as the pyramids in Egypt reached toward the sky, so too did the ancient heart of every civilization yearn to touch heaven itself. These sacred spaces, with their towering columns and intricate carvings, were crafted with one singular purpose: to bring the sacred down to earth and to lift humanity upward toward the divine. But the most powerful aspect of these sacred structures was the intent behind them. The ancient builders didn't simply want to show their devotion, they wanted to create a direct connection to the heavens. These temples and ziggurats weren't just places of prayer. They were living portals, conduits that allowed for the flow of divine energy between the earth and the celestial realms. With every stone placed, every prayer whispered in these temples, the energy of the divine was called down, and the aspirations of humanity were lifted up. This is the lesson we can learn today. We are meant to build sacred spaces in our own lives, not of stone or mortar, but of intention and spirit. Just as the ancients built these monuments to the heavens, we too can build our own bridges to the divine through our actions, our faith, and our love. The question is not whether we are building, we are. The question is, what are we building? Are we building walls that shut out the divine? Or are we constructing bridges that reach up to heaven and pull its light into our lives? The choice is ours, and it starts with every action, every thought, every prayer. These sacred structures were not mere relics of the past. They were a call to action. They whispered to the ancients, and now to us, that heaven is not far away. It's here, within our reach, and the path to it is not just a spiritual journey, it's a practical one that we walk with every step we take toward love, truth, and justice. Reflect on this. The heavens are not something you wait to reach after death, they are alive within you now. Just as the ancient temples were a place where the divine met the human, you too can create sacred spaces in your life where the divine touches your everyday existence. You hold the power to build your own connection to the heavens, to bring the sacred down into your reality. In the next part of our journey, we'll explore how these teachings from the ancients can transform your life today. The power to connect with the divine is within your reach, just as it was for those who built the great temples of old. But how will you use it? Will you build your own sacred space? As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment and let the weight of what we've explored together sink in. You see, we've been on a path, one that's not just about ancient beliefs or long-lost civilizations, but about something far deeper. Something that connects us all, across time and space. It's the heavenly connection we all crave, the one that links our hearts, our souls, to the divine, and the divine to us. It's something we often overlook in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. But it's there, ever present, waiting to be recognized. And now, as we walk back from the heights of these ancient truths, we carry with us a greater understanding of the power we hold in our hands. Take a breath. Close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine the space above you, the sky, the endless expanse. The very heavens that stretched above those ancient civilizations now stretch above us too. And just like them, we too have the ability to reach up, to touch that space, to bring the divine into our everyday. That's the power we hold, not just for the future, but for now. But there's more to this journey. It's not just about learning, it's about transformation. Each of us has the potential to create sacred spaces in our own lives, places where the divine flows freely, places where heaven touches earth. And just like those great ancient temples, our lives can become living monuments, a reflection of the heavens themselves. Can you feel that power? It's within you. It's always been within you. You just need to reach out and claim it. Now, I know it's not always easy. Life can get heavy. The weight of the world can make you feel small, insignificant, like you're stuck in the noise and chaos. But here's the truth. You are more than the chaos. You are more than the distractions that cloud your mind. You were created for something greater, and it's time to awaken that greatness. That's why we're here, to remind you of that power, that divinity that flows through your veins, that energy that connects you to the heavens above. But the journey doesn't stop here. It can't. What we've learned, what we've uncovered, it's just the beginning. There's more, so much more. And that's why I'm asking you, not just as someone who's been through this with you, but as someone who cares deeply about the path you're walking. Take this message with you. Let it transform you. And when you feel it, when you see the shift within yourself, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it. Share it with the world. Because the more we spread this message of connection, of transformation, of divine power, the brighter the world will become. If this video has touched your soul, if it's given you light in the midst of darkness, I ask you to support this journey. The energy you give, whether big or small, is invaluable to me. It helps me continue sharing the words, the truth, and the love that can change lives. If you feel that spark, that pull in your heart, like this video, subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me, what has this message awakened in you? Because I believe together we can build a community, a space where the divine is alive, where each of us stands as a temple of light. Thank you. From the very depths of my heart, thank you for being a part of this. Let's continue this journey together, one step at a time, one connection at a time. And remember, you are never alone. The heavens are closer than you think, and they are always waiting for you to reach out. So let's keep building, keep rising, and keep bringing heaven down to earth.